let's talk about the budget then. I mean, are you happy with how it landed? Because the commentary has been that it hasn't really moved the dial, that Rishi Sunak and the Tories are still well behind in the polls, so it hasn't had the boost that you might have hoped.
Well, politicians always like to do well in the polls, but the job of a chancellor is to do the right thing for the economy. And I think what we've seen this week after the budget, inflation going down to 3.4%, that shows that the difficult decisions that I took when I became chancellor 18 months ago, really horrible decisions because we had inflation at over 11%. At that period, it wasn't just inflation, but people were very worried about living standards, and the Office for Budget Responsibility said they would fall by 2% in the following year. They've actually risen. So I think the economy is in much better shape than it might have been. And I think when it comes to the election, the real poll that politicians always say the only poll that really matters is the election, that's really a choice about the future. And when it comes to things like tax, what the Conservatives say is, yes, we had to put them up, but we think they should come down. We've made a start. We want to go further. Labour Party, Rachel Reeves, in her lecture this week, over an hour, she didn't mention once bringing down the tax burden.
Well, when should they come down? Because you're running out of time. I mean, will there be another fiscal event between now and the election?
I think that depends when the election is. And
you've suggested it might be in October.
Well, that's always been my working assumption, the Prime Minister's working assumption. So there would potentially be time for another one, but you can't say at this stage whether you're going to have the room to cut taxes further, because lots of things can change in the economy between now and then. But we do want people to know that, yes, we want to bring the tax burden down. And I think the important thing for GB News viewers is this isn't just about putting money in people's pockets, although people have been finding things tough. If you look around the world, places like North America and Asia with lower taxes grow faster. And if we want to be a dynamic economy, we don't want to go into that slow growth pattern that you so often get in countries where the tax burden has been hiked up.